how you got involved as a paranormal investigator. Because I mean, how many people can say, hey, they after college they became a paranormal investigator, or somewhere they transitioned into that as one of their areas. And a little bit of background. I know in your bio you said you didn't have something short. You'd have to go into a
I
little bit of.
You know,
So,
I always try to make it a short story, but it just never gets that way. So just bear with me. So a long time ago, back in the 90s, there was a house that we as in my family lived in. And when we first moved in there was nothing going on, but like about after a year, all these crazy things started happening. So like, voices and knocks and doors opening and closing, and the lights coming on and off, and it just so many different things. And this one particular night, I came home from my then boyfriend's house and got ready for bed. And as soon as I laid down in bed, something grabbed my ankles and held my ankles down to the bed. And so when I got up to come in, like to look to see what's on my ankles, and there was nothing there. But when they did that, they grabbed my wrists and put both my wrists down at the bed. So I went down like this, but I lifted up my head because I wanted to yell out to my parents down the hall. And then they put their hand over my mouth and pushed my head down. And I mean, like I felt the fingers and everything like on my lips and stuff. So it wasn't like just a pressure on me. There was like hands, like grabbing me. And as soon as that happened, a full body apparition of my boyfriend back then appeared at the bottom of the bed. And, it was exactly the way he looked, his hair, things that he would wear, like his build, everything. So for a split second, I couldn't figure out how he was in my room. I kept saying, am I still at his house? Is he at my house? Like, I don't understand how he's here in my room right now. And then I kind of clicked back like, okay, now I'm being held down, so I couldn't figure out what was going on. But so he walked over to me and leaned over, and he didn't have a face. It was like looking out to the sky, on a dark sky, like that distant black look. So that's what his face looked like, but everything else was him. And he just leaned over. He was just staring. And it was kind of like face to face. I have no idea how long for, but then he just kind of got up and then went over towards the door. And when he did that, I would hear like his footsteps in the carpet, and the rubbing of the thighs, like the pants, like that rubbing. I heard that. And then went over to the door. The door opened up. He left. And that's when I saw he didn't have anything from the knees down. But then he left out the hallway, and then the door shut, and then everything was lifted off. So since that day, it was kind of about a year of the TV was blasting every time I went to sleep because I didn't want to hear any of that noise that I heard. The lights were on. The closet door was completely open because I wanted to make sure like I didn't see anything. But during that, I also wanted to figure out like, what the hell was that? Can he do it again? Can he hurt us? So, I mean, all those crazy, questions that you have. So I kind of wanted to, talk to as many people as I could, which was hard because this was the 90s. A lot of people didn't talk about that. Research ghosts, spirits, whatever. As much as you can, obviously the internet wasn't like it is today. So it took a while, but the more that I researched, and then I started to go to other people's homes. I didn't want to investigate my home for a while.
Oh,
I kind of wanted to go to like other people's homes and try to figure out if I can figure those things out. So it took a while, but eventually, and back then also, that's when I met TAPS, because they used to do like events and stuff like that. So that's where I met Jason and other TAPS members. And they helped out a lot, obviously. And then you start to get to know all these other people who are either in the field or trying to figure out what's going on and researching and stuff. So the more and more people that you meet, the more you learn. And then eventually I got into just feeling more comfortable about the whole subject. And then eventually I decided that I wanted to build a team so that I could help other homeowners, because what I went through, it was scary. And not that anything harms me, but it was just like I was sitting in the driveway, not even wanting to go inside my house. It was very uncomfortable. I didn't want to go in there by myself. Every night you just didn't know what was going on. You kind of like hide in your room, but then you don't want to be in your room because of what just happened, and so with everything that I learned, I just wanted to go out there and just help other homeowners that are having these issues, so that they can be comfortable, and teach them everything that I've learned, and just kind of go from there. So that's kind of how I got my start.